Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, YouTubers out there in YouTube land. This is going to be quick because I just want to get one out. Traveling anytime, anywhere. There's one guy, I think Damian Campbell, helping you to live a better life when times get hard or even if they don't. That's kind of what I'm doing. At some point or another, you're probably going to deal with bad pavement. Have auto socks. At some point or another, you're going to have a dead battery in your car. Have a junk box. They're not that pricey. They're portable. They are multi-use. Gives you light. Gives you power for your car. Gives you power to recharge phones, laptops, cell phones. So this will involve communications. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. There you go. This will involve communications, travel, capability to travel, capability for communications, military, command, control, communications, and other things. There's two more C's. We're not going to deal with strategy, but basically when you're looking at a strategic situation, which you're going to be in, you're going to be tactical and strategic. Think ahead, plan ahead. You'll be a whole lot better off by doing some strategy when the tactical time comes, and time's to bug out, or you got to walk, or you got to drive, or whatever it is. You'll have a lot easier time of it if you have planned ahead and done something, to prepare for that time. So what I'm going to talk about here is two different kinds of jump power sources, portable power sources. Let's call them portable power. Porta-Power. You don't need a porta potty, you just need a, 5-gallon bucket, and a lid. Cut the lid out, by the way. Just, let's say this is no, I can't do that. There we go. 5-gallon bucket, square, rectangular, round, don't make any difference. Poop goes in. Just cut part of the lid out on a 5-gallon bucket. We did it, got one at Walmart, it was rectangular. So it was, about a little bit longer, a little bit wider than a 5-gallon round bucket, and a little bit narrower. Just call it that. But anyway, so I just cut the thing out. It was an emergency situation. I was getting ready to go to Passover, and I thought, I see my porta potty thing. I should bring that. It's like the still small voice, like, bring that. No, And I see the igloo, 5-gallon igloo. Bring that. No. Hassle. En route, I find out that there's no water and no toilets working. And I'm like, sorry, Lord. There was a spring there, and we went down and got water from the spring. And I got the bucket, so we had the 5-gallon bucket. Maybe two of them, I don't remember. One in the men's room and one in the women's. Anyway, not the moral of the story here. The moral of the story is, in the deep, dark jungles of the reaches of South Africa comes the cry of the pisanha bird. Pisanha, pisanha, pisanha. Now, actually there's a story, about the foo bird. Big, like massive, pterodactyl-like vulture thing, just long jaws and long beak, rip the crap out of people. And people go down there and visit, and they're told, just if the bird flies by and takes a dump on you, just wear it. Doesn't smell that bad. It smells bad, but not that bad. It won't kill you. Just wear it. Well, it flew by and dumped on this guy, and he just got irate, washed it off, wiped it off with some leaves, and used his canteen drinking water to clean it off with, and the bird comes swooping back around and just ripped him into ribbons and ate him. So, the moral of the story is, if the foo shits, wear it. So, anyway, power, you need it. Cell phone, computer, laptop, communications, light, any number of other things. So, This is just a preliminary thing. Do some research. I mean, there are hundreds of these things out here. A bunch of them, let me tell you. So don't just buy the first thing that comes along. This one looks great, looks awesome. It's one of the priciest ones. The cables, the connectors there, the clamps look great. But Consumer Reports did. They bought them, paid retail for them, and did some serious testing. Read their report. I mean, they did totally dead batteries, room temperature, dropped the battery down to 0 temperature of the battery. They froze the batteries. Then they froze the battery and the device. None of them would start a dead battery being cold. Most of them would start them being warm, room temperature. So read the report. I mean, it's very technical, very detailed, but this one was next to last, next to the worst. So I would say don't get it. You know, the anti-gravity is the best. It's the most expensive and the best. So Schumacher, same brand as the jumper I got. They've been in the automotive battery charging industry practically from the beginning of batteries and cars. So they're good people. And see how squat and fat that is? Ain't gonna fall over on you out there. You know, you don't want to put it out there and then have it fall over onto the ground and bust, because that's going to be a lead acid battery, as is that one. This one has a compressor. Nice to have a compressor too. It's not that hard to get them. JNC, Jump and Carry, JNC by Chlor, and any one of their things is very well designed, very good features. They have, that's a voltmeter there. That's not an air gauge compressor, I don't think. Yeah, it's a voltmeter. So that one I believe has a compressor. Yeah. The blue one you'll see is about $108, and the red one, which is the one my friend John got one from the Snap-on dealer, like I said. Green one looks like the blue one, but it's got a light in it. I don't know. I'm up on the wrong direction. I guess I am. I don't know. Okay, there's the blue one, which that looks like his green one. Okay, so the color is obviously irrelevant, because the blue on eBay, the blue one is about 108 and the red one is 130. But the red one looks like that one and the blue one doesn't. So, what the heck. All right, well, just, like I said, I would recommend looking into it, getting some. Now, I've had for years a Stanley that looks exactly like that. It was a 500, a lot lower power. That's 1,000. You see 500 amp, probably cold crank, I don't know. But, very good. They have been designing from, we've had that for years, and it had a USB port on it. John got Bill a Snap-on, and it was like a piece of garbage compared to this thing. I mean, design-wise, it had detachable battery cables so that you could, so you can take them off and somebody wouldn't be able to use it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever... From somebody that's dealing with jumping a car, for Snap-on to say that in the instruction book. I mean, it was like a comedy routine, I kid you not. So it's got these little brass posts coming off of it. So if someone steals the box and you have the cables locked up somewhere, why would you just lock the box up? And the cables didn't have a wrap-up thing. These are like perfect. There's like a figure-8 thing, like a vacuum cleaner deal. So you loan it out to somebody, or it gets stolen, or they get the thing but not the cables. Well, guess what? There's 2 brass posts there, and with jumper cables, what do? You clip onto those, and you clip on your battery, and you jump, and you're on your way. And then the other reason for them was so convenient is so that you can buy new cables. You get me? If you lose the other ones, well, when you lose your cables, because we were, depending on planned obsolescence, and planned on you losing them or getting their cables stolen, but not the charger. Dude, stupid. It was a riot reading the book. It was just like, who thought this one up, you know. But very poor design. Brand new unit, no USB port. That's the other design. That blue model is on eBay. They're all different, but the other blue one is a little bit more pricey. This one's about 108. You know, look for them. But the other one's about 130, like I said. So anyway, that's just some ideas. They're Black & Decker. That one looks pretty neat. Probably is pretty decent. But, you know, again, just do your own. Now, here's, if you're going to walk, I would have a big one. I would recommend having two of them. One auto size for the car, and then if you end up having to go second stage and doing some walking or whatever, these little lithium ones are light and they wouldn't take up any weight. Well, they're not like, you're not going to go ultra light backpacking to the up the Appalachian Trail with them, but you know, people take things like this on the trail, but you got to go minimal there. So you want the super best, most lightweight, and with the little flexible solar panel, you're good. Well, for shit hit the fan, and you're going to put it in your wheelie device that is capable of hauling 200 pounds, I would say, you know, don't scrimp on weight. Get the best, absolute best possible. Maybe that black, I don't know. I'm not even going to say because, like I said, you gotta do your own research and do some reading on it. That's the one with compressor. The one thing I'll point out on the you look at where the clamps are there and the way they look. That one looks a little bit dorky. But the blue one and the red one and the green one and the yellow one. See, now that one is like the yellow one. I'm going to go back to that one because I want to look at something on it. Where did it go? I had one of the nice ones in here. See, that has the voltmeter. Where you have the clamps really locked in there are nice, like on the Stanley. I always liked that. It had a figure 8 thing, and they had a real good, solid, heavy plastic thing to clamp them onto, so they weren't getting corrosion. The Snap-on one had these stupid little round posts. They just ragged off, and most of the time I've seen people drag them around without the things even clamped on. Here's the cables, the clamps. They're angled, really nice. They're kind of like a 45-degree angle. I like that. And they have a good clamp-on position, and they have good, real heavy-duty upper and lower, arms, elbows, protrusions there, horns, cornucopias, corners. For the, see, there's 4 corners there. It's flat, and it's flat, see? 4 corners and it's flat. As Bill says, not that I want to I'm trying to stir the pot or anything. So, reviews, 12th round auto, 5 best jumpers, and I thought this one was pretty cool. But, look at it. 9 best, there's a whole crap of these. There's probably about 20 articles like this. You notice, now, a lot of these people get paid. There you got the Genius, I have an empty box for that if anybody wants it. That's the one that it had the picture of it, and, I thought, oh, good, $20 on it. No, it's like $150. I wanted to get one here before end of the month. I was in too big of a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. So that one is the straight up and down. It has the voltmeter and no compressor. Oh, I was going to say, I don't even see the clamps on that one. Looks like somebody cut them off and just set them in front there. Anyway, have one of those in the car, and then the one of the other ones. Now here's a summary. I did this just so I could, we can just touch base on this, and this is what I'm going to end with here because I got to get some sleep. This is Consumer Reports. I would definitely read this whole report carefully. Of the 10 units we tested, we awarded recommended status to 5. Anti-gravity batteries, XP10. That's the top, the most expensive, and the best one. These are lithium, small boxes. These would be, I would have them as backup. They fit in a glove compartment, under the car, under the seat, you know. Have it in the pouch behind the seat, whatever, you know. Have it in your lunchbox. I like camouflaging things by making it look like trash, you know. Out of sight, out of mind. So, anyway, the 5 are anti-gravity, Spirit A8, Bolt Power D28, Brights Compact, and Power All, PBJS 1200, 12,000. So, and those are all, they don't say what they all are. 12,000 milliamp hours is mAh. Aw, you know, feel like I have a 4 battery, 4 amp hour battery. 12,000 milliamp hour battery. So the last two are say they're 12,000. So anyway, that's it. Anti-gravity clearly the best. 2 USB ports. Nice. Charge 2 phones, charge 2 whatever, laptop at the same time, flashlight, you name it, radio, you know, communications. Several laptop connection options, best in-test device charging capacity. Spirit and Bolt have laptop adapters and good charging times, but only a single USB port. The boosters from New Brights and Powerol have 2 USB ports, but no laptop connectors, and rank toward the bottom in device charging capacity. So, based on Consumer Reports, I would say anti-gravity if you can afford it, and then secondly, the Spirit A8 and the Bolt Power D28. So, say something else. Just remembered. Oh, they specifically said price is no indicator of quality. The Genius that everybody features, probably because they're spending a lot of money on advertising and they're paying people to do good reviews. Okay, they're featured. You know, they're greasing the wheel. They're greasing the deal, sweetening the deal with money. So they were the second most expensive and the second to worst. When you put them under serious tests, like I said, freezing the car, freezing the battery, freezing the unit, not cool. So, or cool and didn't work. Anyway, so they look good. According to Consumer Report here, not the best. This thing's about dead and I'm close to, so that's it. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.